Hey, Star Trek Flickabed fans, welcome to a special type of slop content here for you STFCers. What are flashpoints? What does that mean? What do those turn into? Well, it's going to be the next 6 months of your life, and for those of you who didn't watch it, there's a new video that goes through it. Now, I will not make you sit here and watch all the video, because I'll be honest, it's a hype video. It doesn't really tell you much, so hopefully I can tell you what it's missing, but I can tell you, number one, Strange Neew Worlds. Wonder what that means. Star Trek, Strange Neew Worlds. There you go. You got your starter point. For those who are curious about the hint that I was dropping, what a Cobra Kai and Star Trek have in common. Many of you have figured it out, but if you haven't quite yet, keep at it. You'll get there. You'll get there. So we're going to start with this. We're going to go into all the details of it. And without further ado, roll the beautiful bean footage.
Intro music, yeah! Woohoo!
So the idea behind Flashpoints is very similar for those of you who played the game going way back to 2019, where you had Klingon versus Klingon. There's a civil war. Well, that's basically what's about to break out here in STFC, but to a much, and to their credit, a much more complicated degree. So this is the standard map. Like, this is what the game looks like right now. It will switch to something like this, where you notice that area above Klingon space is now red. Well, there'll be a house of Klingons who are going to go invade it. And what will end up coming is that you, as a group, alliance, and server, will need to fight back against it. Think of it similar to how the galactic entities worked with the galactic invasions of Ceres, but on a grander scale, and so much so that it'll be involving trans-dimensional activity. Yeah, it's not just going to be limited to, although I guess technically when you're bringing in a new IP, that was kind of trans-dimensional, but point being, you're going to see changes such as there, and then when we fast forward up to here, you can see the actual difference itself. A whole different region that you're going to have to fight through. And don't worry, there's a lot of new things in here for you. How many new things? Well, let's just say that this new loop upcoming here in the next few months, you're going to have lots of mining to do and multiple hostiles to fight. So lots of things combined in one. And before the pessimism leaks through too richly, I do want to point out that as long as they continue to add things to the IA building, continue to make quality of life improvements, that can be a-okay. Just because they're adding in new features and a lot of grinding. I'm not trying to exaggerate, it's a lot from what I've been able to see so far. But again, if you're removing other things, that can be a-okay. And there's a lot of really neat things coming. So as they talk and as you go about it, and listen, if you want to, I'll link the video down below. I'm not just trying to rip straight off of them. But the thing is, a lot of times they just don't include a lot in the video. But with the map itself, you can see where you're going to be going, where the focus is going to be. And then this is one of the lovely ladies who are discussing the idea and the theme behind this. Now, I wanted to hit on this multi-arc storylines. One neat thing about this is over the next couple months, you're going to have an arc. But what this is going to do, Flashpoints, is extend beyond a singular arc. This is actually going to extend to the end of the year. So what does that mean? We're going to have multi-arc storylines. We're going to have this arc, and then another arc, and then another arc that are all going to work together, which I honestly think is pretty neat. So you're going to see a few different things get referenced as we run through, but the main point is you're going to see lots of Strange Neew Worlds. Many of you have already seen some of the Strange Neew World Scotty and Strange Neew World T'Pring that have made their way through. But as the designers and the team are discussing this here in the background, the different missions you're going to want, the thematics of this are going to play a key, whereas everything's going to work together, even though each arc will still operate in its entirety. You're going to have the interworkings weaving to a greater, grander story down the road. So July will just simply be one part of a greater narrative, even though it will have its own arc. That arc will then be a piece of another arc. So we heard you like arcs, so we gave you an arc inside of your arc. Yeah, but as you can see, the Harak invasion, so House Harak, those Klingons we were just talking about, you're going to go through these missions and work through it. And again, as you can see, there's an invasion IMS in this example event, very similar to what we're talking about with the invasions by the galactic entities, the galactic invasions, the, Galaxy Quest stuff, that line of thinking, that tree that you work through. And you can see the various things here. And also shout out to those Khan's Nightmare champions. If you haven't beat those yet, go give those a try. I've definitely been working my butt off on helping everybody finish those. So you can see here, take part of the Invasion IMSS event. And again, this is something that all servers are going to want to work together. And there will be special rewards for those who manage to complete and do this. So if you are the type that would rather sit back and wait on it, you might miss out on some things. So just letting you know how it works. But special missions, special themes, all this working together. You'll also notice this right here, new resource, transigen resource. Yes, as I just said, there will be new things for you to mine and attack. And this is a rogue resource that's made its way into the STFC galaxy. Let's just be honest, Star Trek Fleet Command is not canon. They're allowed to do stuff like this, and you're going to be able to see, again, this is the narrative that we're working with. And fighting through this invasion that we're going to be dealing with. Again, shout out to the nice ladies and gentlemen who are helping explain this in the video, link down below. Also, really judging your choice of snacks down here. I mean, I don't know if that's the best snack choice, and how come this person on this side of the table doesn't have any snacks? But regardless of the snack choices there, I just feel like there could be some better snack choices. There's a lot of good details in here. There's also something else I wanted to note. Taking a look, and hey, we'll just see what ends up happening. But fast forward just a little bit more. Look at some of the things in the background. I always like to do this. So as our main chatter, I've actually got this box behind me. I have that one. That's the 5th year anniversary. But look what's right next to it. Also shout out to the Federation back there. But look, coming into focus, Star Trek Enterprise. Could we get a lot of refreshing here from older loops? And one of the things they talk about in this video is having those trans-dimensional enterings and rifts. I mean, are we limited to Star Trek Enterprise? What if we had maybe the Star Trek movies? Gosh, what if the USS Vengeance finally made its way into the game after we've been asking for that since those movies 6, 7, 8 years ago? The Into Darkness movie may not be everybody's favorite, but man, the Vengeance was a bad ship. Love to see it here. We've got the Franklin from the other Star Trek movies. Why not that? So as we go through, we're going to see more of those things, and did want to show you some of that new transigen, right? New resources to go after, because it would not be Star Trek Fleet Command if there weren't more currencies. And Lord knows there's not only new currencies, there's great new animations for it. Look at that. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. So with all this, you're going to have new things to go after, new things to refine, resource, which leads to these epic cinematics. Yeah, look at that. Klingons versus the Fed. And I will say this, I might have to yoink that. That looks so good. But look what's there. Pay attention to the ships. We've got Galaxy class. We've got Section 31 Discovery skin, looks like. We've got the normal 34 Constitutions. We've got Voyagers. We've got NX-01s. If you spot anything that you might go, where did that come from? Feel free to chime it in. If you don't see anything, well, then don't chime it in. But as it continues to pan out, we're going to see a lot of ships we've become very familiar with, including a nice little NCC 1701 hull right there. We've got Vorchilds, which, I'm a big fan of. So just something to, keep your eyeballs on. Put your peepers on. See what you think. So the whole idea of this is, again, we're moving into a multi-arc system that goes beyond a traditional arc. That's mixing in things like galactic invasions, mixing in things like augment hostiles in terms of like how the grinds are going to work and everything. And there's definitely reason to be excited about new, because it is a fresh take. One of the things they talk about in the video is not wanting to have the traditional make a boss, destroy the boss, and you're done. How well it rolls out, well, will remain to be seen. But let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Did this teaser video make you go, I'm interested? Or did it make you go, more of the same? Either way, there's a little bit of intro, bits, and tidbits of what all is coming. Hope you enjoyed my video. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. May we forever be united for our love for Star Trek and our appreciation of Star Trek Fleet Command. See you on the next one, and we're out.
I would like to request to Scopely to add more Klingons to the game. That is what I was told to do. And so I am doing it, which, is not maybe the best thing as a leader to just do what you're told, but it seems like a good request to make to add more Klingons. Everything is better with Klingons, am I right? I am right, because I'm a Klingon. Klingon mach tach judge! We are Klingons, let it remain. All right, Rel's on a roll today. She's very excited.